Greetings, everyone. Glad you can join me again for another Saturday. I didn't get a whole lot of suggestions, but I did get some reaction. I did get some views on the last one that I made, and some comments and some likes. So I guess we'll keep going with our discussion about NPD narcissism and what it's like to have to endure to be around one or more of them. I only got one suggestion. I'm not really ready yet to make another anything else on the subject of poisoning. I mean, if it's figurative poisoning, the way they poison our lives, I think I can talk a little bit about that today. But I want to get something more complete before we talk about the actual poisoning again, to see if there's something that I have missed or that I can elaborate on for next time. So something interesting happened today, and I wish that I had made contact with this person earlier. A business that a business that I'm part of and an investor in, and I don't have to visit very often, but once in a while I do. A year or so ago, one of the people that worked for us she was clearly after talking with her for a while, knowing her for a week or two, she was clearly of the narcissistic bent. Just the way she behaved, the stuff that she would say. After knowing what I know now for the many years and been through it, I've gotten where I can recognize these things. So she was about to drag her now ex-husband, who I met today on accident, pure just fate, that she was about to drag him through court at this time. And I remember thinking, man, I wish I could get a hold of this guy so I could tell him how to, at least give him some pointers on how to handle this, because he's not up against just a regular, run-of-the-mill. If there is a run-of-the-mill divorce in divorce court, this guy's going up against a narcissist. And so today, when I ran into him and someone said, hey, this is so-and-so's ex-husband, I went, man, I've been waiting to talk to you for a while. And within about 5 minutes, I told him the characteristics of his ex-narcopath, and he was just, his jaw just hit the floor. He couldn't believe that I could tell him that much about the relationship or the marriage in that short period of time. He was very intrigued, interested, and we began to talk about the NPD, the narcissistic, this syndrome that we're going through with this just rash of narcopaths. Anyway, he became interested very quickly because I could tell him, just without any hesitation, the characteristics of what he'd been going through. And I thought that's pretty neat. So I made a new acquaintance / friend today. So we'll be talking about that later. I'll be getting more of his story. Of course, it's all anonymous, and we don't tell people's stories on here or divulge anything unless somebody wants me to. Which, by the way, you can email me at travenson@hotmail.com if you have something that you do want to talk about. Remember that time when I told you about it last time, and I asked for some suggestions and nobody said anything? Like, nobody said anything. So if you have something to talk about, y'all are coming back. Like last week, people, they reappeared. So apparently it's even if I am pushed far down in the algorithms on this platform, at least people are, finding me somehow. If there's just a handful of us, it's okay, because you may be getting something off of what I have to say and put it together with somebody else's. It may have a different, I might have a different angle than someone else. Anyway, so I'm talking with this fellow. He's a real nice guy, and I'd never met him before ever. I'd seen him once bring her something over where at the business that I have, and I never got to talk to him, and I always wanted to. So we will be talking about that. Now, how did I know what to say? How did I know that all these characteristics of what he'd been going through and the way she'd been behaving? Because it's like once you know one narcopath, you know them all. It's like they all take the pages out of the same book. And I did relay one thing to him that I've relayed to you that I don't hear a lot is that you need to fight back while you can and if you can. Some of what they do is illegal. A lot of it's just fraud. It's I want to say that we used to be able to deal with this kind of behavior maybe before society has become very narcissistic, and it's allowed a lot of this behavior to multiply. It's gotten worse because we tolerate intolerable behavior. Well, what's really weird is we at least in the United States or most English-speaking countries, we haven't even had terms for this. I mean, even the term narcissist is not really an accurate term. One of my guests came up with egopath, and then I added on to it called narcopath. Actually, egopath is a really it's a good description of what they are, because sometimes even when you call a narcissist a narcissist, they take it as a compliment. I mean, they turn everything around. So anyway, I knew what he'd been through. So it's amazing how they behave, and I can't say enough how much you should go ahead and try to fight back, and until you don't have to. Of course, if you can go no contact, go no contact. If they don't owe you anything, or you're not in business with them, or you don't have kids with them or something, and you don't have to go gray rock, which is the term, then if you don't have to be around them, then yeah, you need to skate. You need to go. But if they have something of yours, or they're accusing you of something, there's times when you're going to have to deal with them. You can't just go no contact all the time. I wish we could. And most of the time when people think that they can't go no contact, they probably can. Even when mine, I didn't know any of these terms. I didn't know anything about it. I went gray rock and tried to just go no contact with them, but they continued to harass me in court and continue to file nonsensical stuff for months and months, and even a couple of years later. And I tried to just not talk to them, because I said, I'm not getting anywhere. It doesn't matter if I'm good, bad, or indifferent. I get treated the same way, so why should I bother trying to work anything out? Well, she, we should use the right pronouns, right? I should say it. It would text me and said something to the effect of, okay, do you just want to talk, let the lawyers talk about it? And I said, yeah, I do. I don't need to talk to you. So if you can't have someone handle things for you, you need to, but you could see how it was trying to bait me into reaction. I've gotten a new interest in watching interrogations lately in the last couple of months, which is really interesting if you watch some of these channels on YouTube or whatever. I shouldn't even say YouTube. On the platform that you're watching it on, these interrogations are incredible. It's to watch these psychopaths just lie their ass off to the police. And some of them are so convincing. If you didn't know that they had committed some heinous crime, I would believe it. I mean, that's me. I'm getting better at not believing people at anything and everything that they tell me. But these are incredibly fascinating, and it has, it's, I guess, shed some light on how the narcissist behaves and how they act, and the underlying, I want to say currents, because especially in the covert narcissist, you can't always tell what they're doing. It's really difficult to tell what they're doing until you unpack what they've done, and then you can come up with it. But to watch how these people behave, watch how they lie, watch how they manipulate and gaslight. It's just, and even in the interrogation rooms, they start smearing the other person. It's incredible to watch. It's enlightening, to say the least, to see how they behave. So you should tune into some of those sometime if you get the urge to look at something that has to do with this. I wish that I could see mine in an interrogation room. That's someday. I'm hoping that that they'll catch on to what it does to people, and that it gets caught trying to, poison somebody's food or steal money from them, or I don't know, get caught for, slander is illegal too. I mean, there's slander and what. I stumbled over this one years ago too. The different ways that you can smear somebody. Some of that's not too. It's frowned upon by the law and those that are in charge. So, anyway, they're like a book. You can read them like a book. You can. I promise, they're almost all the same. It's like they have taken a page out of the same playbook, every single one of them. If you know that you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with an egopath, narcopath, there's ways to handle them if you can't go gray rock. I guarantee you, if you and I were to talk, I guarantee you I could tell you what you've been through to a pretty startlingly accurate degree. It's amazing how similar they are. I would say that you have to treat them like children or dogs, except I don't want to be insulting to children or dogs. These monsters they're just that monsters. So anyway, please, if you have something that you want to discuss, email me. Give it to me. We'll read it out. The one person that did talk is asking about the poisoning. I do plan to do something about that. Make some content on it, but I need to think about it so that I can put it together better than last time, so I have something that's relevant to say about it. So, all right, look, I don't really have a lot more to tell you about that today, except that I ran into someone that's very interesting, and I can't wait to chat with him and kind of see where it goes. So, all right, I appreciate you all coming back, and I hope to see you again real soon. Thanks.